welcome to a brand new episode of the Co-op Podcast here on thecoalition.com. This is episode 76 of the Co-op Podcast. With me, I got the band of usual suspects over here. I got Mr. Gary Swaby next to me. How you doing, Gary?
Hey, what's up? I didn't feel like being on camera right now, but I'm here, and it's good to be back on another show. Let's get it popping.
Okay, Mr. Mysterious over there. Right next to him, we got Mr. Icon. How you doing, Icon?
Brother, you know we do it every week. Let's go.
Ram, we got also Anthony Frazier. How you doing, dude? How you doing, Cap? What's going on?
I could have sworn we had more than 76 episodes of this podcast, but yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. I'm here.
Cool. And then we got over there Mr. Edward V. How you doing, Ed?
What's up? Looking forward to E3, man. All I can think about.
Oh yeah, me too. It's gonna be so awesome. And then finally, also we got Mr. Kieran. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, people? Right now, I'm just playing Titanfall, as you can probably hear in the background. Doing my thing, Xbox One, all day, every day, Microsoft.
Yeah, that's cool. We can hardly hear you too, which is awesome. But either way, it's all good. So, we got a good night's ensemble over here. So let's get down into what we've been playing. Me personally, been playing a lot on PlayStation Vita. Been playing a lot of Dragon's Crown Online. That a 4-player co-op beat-em-up action. Really going nuts. And then, hold up, new challenger enters. Okay, we got Mr. Richard Bailey, thecoalition.com, editor-in-chief. What are you up to, Rich? How you doing? You all right, Rich?
Providing the technical difficulties to stop, I'm doing good.
Oh, that's good. You sound like Soundwave, but it's okay. We're going to keep moving. With that being said. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, I'm over here playing a lot of Dragon's Crown. And also jumping into some Super Street Fighter 2 HD remix on PS3, which is fun, busting up some heads on that. So let's move on, over to Gary. Gary, what have you been playing? Anything interesting lately?
I've just been playing the same old, a bit of Final Fantasy X HD. I tried Dark Souls last week. I need to set aside some time to really get into that because that game has no hand-holding. And, I didn't play the first one, so I'm not really used to the style much. So I'm going to set aside some time to really get into that a bit more. I also went back and played some Mass Effect, the first game. And besides that, that's it.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Over here we got Mr. Icon. Icon, have you been playing anything good? I saw you on PSN one day.
Yeah, what I actually did last week, last weekend I should say, I locked off my next gen consoles. You know what I'm saying? Because E3's coming up, so I was like, you know what? Let me give them a break right now, and I turned on my 360 and my PS3, and I jumped into a game of Killzone 2, and the servers were so full. I was surprised, man. Like everybody's still playing that game. I was so happy, man. And I played God of War Ascensions and Beyond and all them old games I never even finished before, you know what I mean? So I was just last genning it this weekend,
Very nice, very, very, very nice. So, yeah, lately we haven't seen you in a minute. What have you been playing?
Oh man, I'm trying to just master Chief Thunder, man, and Killer Instinct, man. I've been putting in a lot of work on that. Really, man, I had a lot of time to play over the weekend. Which isn't really usual. So I just kind of wanted to get into Killer Instinct because I had the 2 extra characters, that I never got a chance to play with. I had bought those characters and I never played with them. So, I wanted to get in there with Full Guard and, and kind of play around with those new characters a bit. So.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Interesting. So, besides that...
Also The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The latest Walking Dead episode as well. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Is that good? Has that been pretty good lately?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't play that shit. There's a YouTube channel that I follow that does full playthroughs. So, I feel like Telltale should just release an animated series by now because they can do it. They got great writing. You literally don't have to play their games. You can sit there and watch them shits like as if they were movies or as if they were just regular episodes.
Yeah, like Kojima.
Yeah, I tend to do that. Like my brother usually plays them, and I just sit back and watch it because it's like an episode or something. And if I don't play it, then I might catch a full playthrough on YouTube. It really doesn't feel no different from watching a great animated series.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool. So, Ed, what have you been playing, man?
I started Child of Light. I haven't really got into it that deep, but yeah, I mean, I know Gary reviewed Child of Light for the site, thecoalition.com. Check it out. But I don't know, man. I think that game is way better than Gary made it seem on his review. I think it's great, man. I think it's in my top 10 for the year so far. Even from the little I played, but I need to really dive into it this week.
Cool, cool. Besides that, let me ask Kieran over there. You're over there playing Titanfall now, but what other games have you been playing throughout the week?
Yo, throughout the week, I've just been doing Titanfall, trying to get the achievements and prestige it. I got Tomb Raider today, the definitive edition with the exclusive art book on Xbox One. And I haven't started that yet. But I'm going to start it tomorrow because I heard it's pretty good. Why are you laughing? Yo, I've been playing it. I haven't played it yet. And I've been playing FIFA and Halo 4, trying to do the Spartan Ops, and that's it really. You know how I do, Xbox One. And that's it really.
Cool.
Hey, Kieran, do you have FIFA on Xbox One?
Nah, because the new one's gonna come out soon, so I've only got it on 360.
Oh, alright, because I have it on Xbox One, so I would have wanted to play, but whatever.
I would have beat you anyway.
Yeah, you would have.
Oh.
No fighting words right there. But
I'm not
anyway,
good at FIFA. I'll give him that.
Yeah, did I go through it, or did I forget somebody? Mr. Rich. Rich, what have you been playing, my man?
Yeah, okay. First and foremost, yes, I also played Walking Dead in Harm's Way. Review is on the way. Excellent episode. Everybody definitely should be playing this game if they haven't already. And let me also point out a game that came out today that I have already started playing, that everybody who is a shooter fan needs to play, Wolfenstein: The New Order. All right, this game is a lot better than people thought it was going to be. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I will have a review for this soon on the website. But yes, everybody who is a shooter fan needs to play this game.
Oh, by the way, doesn't that game come with the Doom 4 beta?
Yes, it does come with the Doom 4 beta, but let me emphasize now, that's not why you need to get this game, because a lot of people will say, well, yeah, let me go ahead and get it because I want to play Doom 4 when it comes out. No, this game has excellent storytelling, excellent characters. Like I said before, if you played any of the Wolfenstein games and you enjoyed them, you will definitely enjoy this. So anybody that's interested, even remotely interested in this game, needs to give it a shot.
Very cool. Nice. That's got to be interesting because I know a lot of people were kind of bummed out about that at first. Well, not, but now, you're saying because you actually got some hands time on with it. Hopefully, it kind of catches on besides Doom 4. But besides that, let's talk about some news. Some straight up news. Some nice announcements. We got Far Cry 4, which is, people pretty excited about. Far Cry 4 just recently got announced from Ubisoft. So let me ask you guys, if you guys played Far Cry 3, what did you think about it? I know a couple of you guys have sworn by the game, said it was a great game, whatnot, but what do you guys want to see from Far Cry 4? I mean, what new stuff do you want to see? You want to see more of that Blood Dragon type of related DLC? I mean, what do you guys want?
That's exactly what I want. I want Blood Dragon 2. As far as Far Cry 3 itself, I recognize that it's a good game. It looks really good, and I've seen people play it. It looks really good, but I've just never gotten into it. Every time I try to get into it, it's just I just get bored. But Blood Dragon was amazing to me. So yeah, I just want Blood Dragon 2. What do you guys think?
Well, what about the game itself, like Far Cry itself, besides any DLC or whatnot? Do you guys want to see specific mechanics, specific types of things done that may be being done in other games?
I think the open world gameplay that they had in Far Cry 3 was great. So if they have more of this in Far Cry 4, I'm totally cool with that. As far as what they could add to it, actually, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I mean, one of the big things about Far Cry 3 was the whole choices. You had those choices, and then there was 2 different endings. So I would like to see more of that type of stuff. But aside from that, more of the same, I'm totally cool with.
Hey, I got
I'm guessing not a lot of people are excited for Far Cry 4. I'm surprised.
I got a confession, man. I never played a Far Cry game in my life, except for Blood Dragon. But Blood Dragon.
Get him off this show. Get him off the show.
Flip the table.
First of all,
Yo, you never played it?
No, I played Blood Dragon. That's the only one I'm saying I've played.
Well, at least Blood Dragon was good.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I never really played, a true Far Cry game because I know Blood Dragon was kind of its own thing. But yeah, I don't know. Is that shit still about turning into a tiger and all this bullshit?
Not really.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like Far Cry 3 had a big following, so it doesn't surprise me that this would be announced. But I think as long as it's a new gen game, which it is, it's a next gen game or current gen, whatever you want to call it now. But
both.
Yeah, as long as it is that, I think that's cool. It's something else to play on new consoles, and it's a quality IP.
True. I mean, was there anything specifically in the last game that you guys didn't like that you want to see improved upon in Far Cry 4?
I didn't play the last game, but I will say this: I kind of hope that Ubisoft doesn't try to sell us on bullshit features. One of the things they try to sell us with Far Cry 3 was it has 2 campaigns. It has a single player campaign, and then it has a co-op campaign. And let's be honest, from what I heard, that co-op campaign was fucking shit. It was just bullshit. Sort of on some Resistance shit, because I know Resistance did that also, I think 2, where it had 2 separate campaigns. But, man, just do one and then just give us multiplayer, goddammit.
I like to make a quick response to that. Yes, I agree 100% with the multiplayer, because that does not need to be in every single game. I'm still mad it was in Tomb Raider because I didn't understand why it needed to be in there. So yeah, they can do without the multiplayer, unless they're gonna do it right.
I actually played the Far Cry 3 multiplayer briefly with Assad from the Coalition, and that was kind of fun from what I played of it. It's just a shame that I never really got into the story. I don't know what it was but after the introduction phase, it just kind of got really boring, and it just didn't grip me to I wasn't motivated to keep playing. So I think they just need to work on that, because I had the same kind of feeling when I played Far Cry 2 as well. After a while, it just got incredibly boring, and I couldn't even be bothered to follow up with the story. So they just need to work on the feeling you get. In Assassin's Creed, you're always motivated to keep progressing in that game, but in Far Cry, it's just not the same. It's missing something. So I hope they get that right with Far Cry 4, because it's a good concept, really. There's not many games like it. It's a first-person game, but it gives you so many options. It's an open world and everything. So really, it is kind of unique. There's not too many games like it. It's just they need to make it more engaging, more gripping for the player.
Cool. Interesting. So, at least the game we know is coming out, which is dope. Whatnot. But let's talk about some other big news, some other announcements. We got some Halo 5 news. Halo 5 official release window has been revealed. It's coming out fall 2015, and it's got a new subtitle. It's called Halo 5 Guardians. There seems to be a thing going on now with Guardians. We're getting Guardians of the Galaxy. Now we're getting Halo 5 Guardians. Final Fantasy X just came out. It's got Guardians in it. whatnot. But speaking of Halo 5, you know, well, I'm pretty sure most of the people in this call right now have played Halo 4, correct? You know, yes, no, maybe, somewhat.
Everybody except
Yes,
you,
sir.
yeah.
Except for me, yeah, exactly. But you know, what else can they really do now at this point to really improve upon Halo or make it a little bit different or take it into the next level? Now that it's officially going to be on the next generation Xbox console.
Well, I mean, there's already some hints that, you know, they're doing a whole new engine with it. So that's kind of already like a refresh. It's definitely going to look a lot different in terms of that aspect. But as far as just additions to it, I don't, you know, I think Halo's kind of, it's been grounded into like gamers' heads of what it already is, that they can't really switch it too much. Like there's, you know, you can't switch up these well-known franchises that have been here for years, you know, too much. You kind of gotta go. You either change it a little or go back to the basics. And I think, you know, in this case, they might go back to the basics, you know, like as far as multiplayer, because I think multiplayer is, me as a guy who's played Halo multiplayer for years and years and years, it's kind of lost its touch because it's, you know, trying to be Call of Duty or adding, you know, new elements of, you know, what the hottest current multiplayer game is. And I think at this point, Halo fans, I don't think Halo is going to make any new fans. I think at this point, it has its fans, it has its following, and I think they'd kind of want it to go back to basics, you know, where it's just like old school multiplayer.
I disagree, man. I think Halo is going to make new fans, and I think that's what Microsoft is trying to do because they're going to be releasing a Halo collection or something.
Yeah, it's called the Master Chief Collection or Master Chief.
Well, that's rumored. That's rumored.
I mean, but it's a strong rumor, though.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's
interesting enough. You know, sorry to cut you off. Interesting enough about that collection that's rumored. It's only Halo 1, 2, and 3. No Reach and no ODST. And no Halo 4.
Oh, it's not? That's what I heard that it is Halo 4.
I heard it was only the first 3 Halos. Somebody told me.
I heard it has Halo 4 as well.
Because, I heard it was Halo 4.
It would make more sense to have Halo 4 in there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because it's all of Master Chief, so ODST and Reach not being there is understandable.
Yeah. So I think, honestly, man, I think this was kind of smart of Microsoft to kind of do this to keep the conversation going. Because I don't think Halo 5 can be a big part of E3. You know, it's coming next year. There's no way it could be a big part of E3, so release some bullshit.
Doubt it's playable.
Or pack shots. Huh?
I said I doubt it's playable at this point. I mean, it's not like they're going to show like a little like demo on stage or something.
I mean, they're going to show something, but it's not going to be like...
Nah, I think they'll show a demo on stage.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a major part of the conference because...
Be like another trailer like they did last time.
Yeah, it's not going to be big.
Nah, I think they'll show a stage demo. They just won't have it playable.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely show gameplay this year.
All right, so then let me ask you guys this then. You know, do you think like 343 is going to do anything, you know, specific that's going to make them kind of, you know, go beyond, you know, what Bungie did with their own Halo games before? Like what is it that 343 could possibly do, or what can 343? What type of direction can they go for them to really kind of like take the series up to the next level?
I think they should incorporate more characters from the comic books, and they should do more Spartan Ops seasons, because they said it was Spartan Ops was a season, but then there was only one season, and they carried it on in the comic books, which I think was kind of stupid, because they didn't really pump out enough Spartan Ops. So I think in Halo 5 there needs to be more Spartan Ops, and I think they should introduce more characters from the comic books and stuff. From the extended Halo. Halo is like a big franchise, and you can't just do the games. You have to include everything in the games. So I think they should introduce comic book characters as well.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but would you really want to have like so many characters from all these other things? If, like, let's say you've only played the games at this point, and the storyline, you know, maybe you're not so in-depth with the lore that you're following all the comic books, the novels, and stuff like that. And all of a sudden you got all these characters coming out from all over the place, or just people like you're like, where the hell did you come from? Where it's like, you don't make sense to me, like I don't know anything about you. Do you really think they would want that, you know, to kind of like leave some people hanging? Like, even if it's like, you know, even if it's catering to that hardcore Halo crowd, do you really think that maybe, that's really going to entice people that have never cared about any of this other stuff to want to dive into that in order to kind of get what's going on?
Well, they do it anyway, but they do it in the dialogue, and they do it in the dialogue, and like if you follow Halo, the dialogue and like the story, they do mention it, even though they might not show some of the characters. They make hints towards it, but I think a bigger part of the actual story, like for the gamers.
Yeah, as far as Halo goes, like, what I get out of it personally, because I never beat like the first 3 games because I didn't own Xbox at the time. So what I get out of it is it's just a really good first-person shooter, and it's got its own unique style, and that's what I love about it. So I do think that it can appeal to people who haven't followed the story as well. And that's one of the great appeals of the game, that it's just it's a good shooter built from the ground up. But do you guys still think that this is the huge system seller that it once was? Like, do you guys really think that's going to move units for Xbox One?
Yo, every time Halo drop, a Sony PlayStation fan says that.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I'm not saying that as a PlayStation fan. I'm just,
I'm just trying to stir some shit up, but really, it's just
Instigator.
Really, it's just but it's true at the same time though. Like, Halo is a system seller, man. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, and there's nothing like it on. I don't think there's nothing like it on the other platform, this rival platform at all. So.
Do you think that's going to be the reason, like, to own the Xbox One at this point? Like, it's going to be like the definitive reason to do so?
Of course. I mean, but I think Microsoft is trying to make other reasons. I think that's why they're trying to show you, like, yeah, we still going to have that Halo. It's still going to be cracked. But they need to just show that, Xbox is more capable than just Halo. But sometimes I think people use Halo and they try to say it like it's a bad thing. Like, yo, Microsoft got Halo. Oh, that's all they got. That's whack. Like, yo, this is their Super Mario. Like, fall back. You know what I mean? Like, at least they got an iconic character that they can go to.
At least it's
Master
one.
Chief that they can keep playing. They can keep. Nobody ever complains about the amount of Mario games there are, but for some reason, there's always a complaint about the amount of Halos, and he only on 5. You know what I mean? So, like, this is their Mario. Let them live.
Like, I mean, you could say the same thing, because people complain about there being too many kill zones and God of Wars and stuff.
Yeah, but Killzone is not. That's not. It's not as iconic as Halo, though. You know what I mean? Like, you can't put, a Killzone as the representation of PlayStation. You can't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'll give you that. Killzone ain't that hot. Like,
no, I think right now the representative for PlayStation is Nathan Drake at this point.
I don't even know about that, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, no, it's not.
It used to be like Crash
here's the thing.
Sony's
Like, Sony's got a lot of characters.
Yeah,
It used to
They
be
got a lot of
Crash
different
Bandicoot.
IPs.
I ain't even gonna say nothing about that, bro.
It used to be Crash Bandicoot.
It used to be Crash Bandicoot, but
Yeah.
in all honesty, if you want to talk about like current gen stuff and into next gen stuff, which is pretty much current gen, like that, I think like the one that's got the most oomph out of most of their properties would be Nathan Drake, and obviously for Microsoft it would be Halo, it would be Master Chief, and then for Nintendo obviously it would be Mario.
yeah, Sony doesn't have one definitive, icon. They just have loads of different great IPs. Like, that's.
I mean, you could argue Kratos. You could argue Kratos at this point, but I don't know. I think the one.
You can argue Kratos. Like, that's what I was gonna say.
No argument.
No, I think there's a strong argument there.
I think at this point, even like Kratos, like even PlayStation people don't want a God of War game. Like,
Well, because the last one was shitty, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say that, bro.
Yeah, really. Hell yeah.
Yo,
Really.
PlayStation fans only saying that until the next God of War trailer gets shown, and then everybody gonna be back on it. Like, let's just be honest here.
When was the last time? Well, actually, no, that's not even a fair thing. But what I will say this, as far as that's concerned, Nathan Drake as like a character, or just the Uncharted franchise as as a franchise for the Sony brand, is instantly recognizable and associated with the Sony brand. That's why I say like that could more than likely at this point in time be the face of Sony.
I mean, it's the face, but it's not the character that's gonna sell a whole bunch of PlayStation.
Oh hell yeah, it will be. What? Uncharted?
Nah, man.
Yes.
Wow.
Uncharted is whack.
You best
Uncharted
believe
is
that
shit.
Uncharted 4 comes out. When Uncharted 4 comes out, they're going to sell a lot of copies. That's why a lot of people are waiting.
I completely agree with Anthony's opinion. Like, see what I deal with, Anthony? I gotta deal with like insane shit. Like,
well, that's not insane. Like, Uncharted is a very big franchise for the Sony brand, and people are waiting on Uncharted 4. People are going to get
it is, but
I think everybody
No,
who
but
wants
the
to
way
play
you-
Uncharted probably has a PlayStation already, man.
yeah, and the way JJ makes it
I don't think so.
is like,
I think
it's
there's a lot of
massive
people
appeal.
that have it that are waiting, but I think there's going to be even more people that are going to buy PlayStation 4 once the next Uncharted comes out.
Wait, say that again, Ed. I didn't hear what you
I
said.
said the way JJ like explains like the Uncharted like appeal, he makes it sound like it's mass appeal, like it's gonna be on Good Morning America and shit. Like,
No, I don't know it's going to be
Nah,
a
bro.
big America, but it's got a lot of appeal, though. You make it sound like it's like your run-over-the-mill.
no, it has appeal, but it has appeal within like the hardcore PlayStation brand, whereas Halo has like it's shutting down Times Square, man. And like, come on, bro.
And that's fine. You're right. That's probably not a fair comparison, but you can't really say that the Uncharted franchise doesn't have a lot of oomph to get people excited for getting into the PlayStation 4. That it's not going to sell systems, because it definitely is.
Put it this way, yeah. Put it this way. What you said is stupid, because Halo is Johnny Manziel, and Uncharted is Michael Sam. Just put it like that. That's what it is.
And nobody got that reference anyway.
Exactly.
Football
My
draft.
point is like they both have a good enough amount of oomph that they're both on their respective platforms and their respective brands are going to get people to jump into the next gen. Like that they're going to make them go out and get the Xbox One and get the PlayStation 4.
I want to make a prediction, though. I think that this generation, Gears of War will surpass Halo in terms of popularity.
Why do you say that?
Because there's like a burning anticipation for the next Gears of War game, and I think more people are looking forward to that than they are Halo.
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
You're definitely wrong about that, brother.
Well,
But I guess in some way you can argue. I don't believe it, but somebody could make the argument that Gears of War overpassed Halo's popularity last gen. I mean, Gears
Nah.
of War 1, 2,
I
and 3
think-
were
no,
pretty
I don't
fucking
think
huge.
so.
I think you can definitely make an argument. I mean, you don't have to like agree with it, but I do think you can make an argument that Gears of War, is as popular as Halo or will get as popular.
I don't know. I don't think you can really make an argument. That's like trying to compare the popularity of Infamous to the popularity of Uncharted for the Sony brand, or like the popularity of Mario to one of like
But
the
I think
popularity of Metroid.
Gears is definitely like the biggest thing, like next to it, like
Nah, next to Halo.
yeah. As far as the Xbox brand,
No,
That's like
I
the
think
one
Halo's
thing-
significantly
He's
better.
right about that. He's
No,
definitely
I
that's
don't
like
know.
the no. It is JJ. That's like the 1-2 fucking punch on Xbox,
he
man.
right. He right.
I mean, it's the
Definitely
one
right
two
about
punch,
that.
but I don't think that's more popular than Halo. Definitely not.
No, I didn't say it. I even started the statement by saying I don't believe it. But if somebody argued that, I wouldn't like debate them heavily. But
Yo, listen, what's gonna happen? You see, E3, Microsoft is gonna show you like gameplay footage of Halo 5, and then after that they're gonna talk about the remastered, the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then they're gonna drop a bomb on you and they're gonna tell you that it's available right now. Because the reason I think that is because remember Destiny comes out later on in the year. They don't want it to clash with Destiny.
But what if they're
Why
both
would they-
enough and they actually just release it at the same time?
how does Destiny fit into this? If it's Destiny's like not even as heavily associated with Xbox One.
But Bungie is. That's the thing.
No.
Yeah, but
Bungie
Bungie's
can't
release-
Bungie's
you can't-
kind of aligning
you can't
themselves with
release-
PlayStation.
But you can't release remastered 1, 2, 3, and 4 around the same time as Destiny, because you're gonna have split
Why?
gamers. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
So if you
Because
release it
Activision
now-
spending $500 million to promote Destiny. It's stupid.
Exactly. You can't fight against that.
Yeah, that's a
but
lot of
that
money.
money that
Why?
money's going. Yeah,
But for example, why you think Battlefield comes out months before Call of Duty comes out?
it does
Because they
not
don't
come
want to
out
clash
months.
with
It
them.
comes out like weeks,
Nah, it ain't weeks, bro.
bro.
It ain't weeks, bro.
Battlefield comes out
I
in
have every
October,
single
bro.
Battlefield and every single Call of Duty, bro. I wouldn't know. Trust me.
Bro.
I think
Yo,
at this
here's
point,
here's
every
what
other
I
game just like comes out around Call of Duty.
here's what I say, man. Like Activision spending that money, like it ain't even the fact that if they feel strongly about Halo. It's just more so just like it's just not a smart business decision to put your game around an advertising blitz. That's
Hey, bro.
500 million
See,
strong,
he
man.
don't
Hey,
know
bro.
about advertisement like that, bro.
Hey, bro. I don't like it when people tell me I'm wrong when I know I'm right. So I had to do some research, bro. Battlefield 4 came out October 29th.
Mhm.
Call of Duty Ghost came out November 15th. Well, like I said, weeks, not months in advance, like you said.
He's right.
Yeah, but it's just a month apart, man. It's literally still a
It's
month.
weeks, bro. 3 weeks.
Yeah, but it's still not near it. Like 3 weeks is.
It's not like that same week.
It's still
Bro,
not
but
near
then,
it.
like,
Like you gotta
why-
still. Like
And then-
Battlefield
but,
would
like-
never release within 1 or 2 weeks. I mean, 3 weeks is sort of like a month. I mean, you gotta think about it. It's almost just damn near a month.
Bro. That's not my argument. My argument was just like getting my point that I was right. All right. But anyway,
Either way.
but I gotta attack what Icon also said that they don't want to release it close to Destiny. I don't understand how that fucking like how is that together? Like what? How's that a like
So
I don't
how is Halo not close to Destiny?
how is it?
As
They
far,
both
as, far
shooters.
as far as everything, it's like the same style.
They both multiplayer
You know what I'm saying?
based
Like
shooters.
couple-
You know? Yeah.
But
Couple
why what makes you think that Halo that Master Chief collection would come out in September, bro?
Because
He's saying Master Chief's collection gonna come out like
so-
immediately, like this
Yeah,
summer.
he's saying that he said that it should come out immediately because they don't want to put it next
Yeah.
to Destiny. What makes you think they would put it up against Destiny? That's what I'm asking.
I didn't say
Okay,
they was
I'd
gonna
like
put
to
it up
chime-
next to it. I said they're gonna put it out now.
Okay,
so
Why
it
would
doesn't
you
go next to
insinuate
Destiny.
that? Because if anything, Halo Master Chief Collection, and I'm gonna say it right now, is gonna come out in November. Why? Because it is technically the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2.
When does Call of Duty come out? If Call of Duty comes out in November, then that Halo collection is not coming out in November.
Call
bro,
of Duty is
if
coming
you
out in
think-
November.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on, because we're too many people talking. Let me hear what Rich has to say, because Rich was trying to say something.
First and foremost, let me say what Icon said about them releasing it, saying it's out now. I fully believe that's happening. Not because because of the whole going head to head with Destiny. It's because they need to say something is coming out. Because if that's the same day that they're going to announce the system is officially $3.99. So if you want to give people some stuff to play, you're going to say, yeah, and this is available today.
And it need to be free.
Oh, no,
That'd be sweet.
let's not go overboard
Bundle.
now.
That'd be a hell of a bundle. What?
Hey, and somebody mentioned that Halo would not come out close to Call of Duty. Again, I know I'm right, and I don't like being told that I'm wrong when I know I'm right. And I remember dates. Bro.
Preach, brother, preach.
What is it, the Church of the Microsoft Xbox now?
Hey, before you
bro.
finish what you say, before you finish,
Alright.
hey, before you finish what you say,
Go ahead.
a new Halo is different from a collector's edition, bro. We talk
Exactly.
about a bunch of old ass games bunched in together versus a brand new game. Not a new Halo versus a new Call of Duty.
Okay,
Go ahead.
now you add that stipulation, brother.
Oh, here it is, dude.
Well, let me just say what I wanted to say. Halo 4 came out on November 6th, 2012. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which is like what, the biggest selling game of all fucking time, came out November 12th, which is
Okay,
like
and that's
a week
it's a
apart.
brand new Halo.
Yeah.
That's a brand new Halo, not a collector's edition.
Did you make that statement when you said?
We talking about the Halo collector's edition, though. That's what we talking about.
Hey, to me, Halo is Halo, bro.
See,
Halo, Halo.
Let me add.
You can buy old ass games like when you got new games coming out. Like
Exactly.
But here's the thing.
choice.
But here's the thing. If they did release it in November, as you say, easily all they got to do is say, "Oh yeah," and we give you early access to the Halo 5 beta.
Here's what has to happen.
That is gonna happen.
Rich, man, what they need to do is bundle that collector's edition with the $399 Connect.
I agree.
$399 Xbox.
Oh hell yeah!
And make the game $40 in retail.
Yep.
And also bundle in a letter of I'm sorry.
But wait a second, that's a 4-game collection, right? Let me ask you guys this. If that thing is a 4-game collection, right? You really think they're gonna put that at $40? They wouldn't put that as retail $60, if not more.
That's not even the question though. You know what the question is? How many discs is it gonna be on? That's the question.
I bet you'd be like 3-4 discs, if not digital downloads. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Hey,
Digital downloads off Xbox
I mean,
Live.
ain't it a Blu-ray? I mean, can it fit all 4 compressed?
No. I don't think so. I think they're gonna want to give like Halo 4 its own disc, maybe Halo 3, and then have the other 2 games digital download. That's the most ideal and most practical way to do it.
I think they can fit them in, because you have to realize that there is no way in fucking hell that they're gonna do a multiplayer for just Halo 1, a multiplayer for just Halo 2, a multiplayer for just Halo 3, and Halo 4. They're not gonna do that. And I personally don't believe in this whole Master Chief Collection. I personally don't believe it. I believe we're going for Halo 2 anniversary, and that's it. Because it is technically the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2 this year, in November. So I think we're going to get that. But the whole Master Chief Collection thing it sounds ridiculous to me because Halo 4 is still fresh in our minds. I can understand 1 and 2, but they just did 1 like a year ago, 2 years ago. Why would they do it again? So I don't know.
It's pretty crazy. So it's a lot to look forward to, let's be honest with you. So with that being said, let's get to the main story. So we've been talking about Halo for too damn long. Let's talk about Google and talk about YouTube. Okay, buying Twitch for $1 billion. That's a lot of moolah. Okay, so what do you guys think about this, overall, the purchase? What do you guys think what this is going to do for the streaming service for Twitch, the service for gamers, on PlayStation 4 and such? How they can implement Twitch into the streaming interface, all this stuff for YouTube. Are there going to be new laws, new copyright rules, for Twitch that are going to affect it, or the service for everybody that when they use it for streaming gameplay specifically? I mean, what's the deal?
I mean, I guess I'll go first. I mean, I think this is a great thing for gaming in general, for Google to basically put his hat in the ring and show everybody that gaming is a force to be reckoned with, on a larger scale. Another thing that I think that we didn't discuss is that Microsoft was actually in a bidding war with Google to buy Twitch.
Yep.
So, let's just reminisce on what would happen if Microsoft would have bought them. That would have been a wrap for Twitch on PS4.
Wait, let me rephrase that quickly. That would have been a wrap for Twitch, period.
You know something? I think I kind of agree with Gary with that. I think that would have been a wrap for Twitch.
You think it would have been a wrap? How so? Because Twitch.
No, he thinks it would have.
Twitch is run as an independent service. The only thing Microsoft would probably do is restrict it from being on PlayStation.
Yeah,
no, I think they would rebrand it. I think they would totally rebrand it.
Yeah, but Cap, ain't Skype still on PSP?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. And honestly, I think they would do They will probably gimp it. Maybe they'll keep it there, but they'll probably gimp it. I mean, it does come into question, right? The Xbox Twitch app and an integration inside the Xbox dashboard of Twitch is a lot more. It seemed like they were a lot more invested, so it doesn't surprise me that they were in the bidding war. I actually think it's genius how the Twitch app is integrated into the Xbox store. If you go to the Xbox store, when you look at a game, you can actually watch live broadcasts within the store of somebody playing that game.
That's amazing. I love that feature. That is amazing. Well done.
That's
Microsoft.
crazy. I've never seen nothing like that's amazing. That's amazing to me. I went to the store to see, just to look at different games, and I could look at somebody playing and really decide, like, yo, I ain't rocking with this. Like, that's revolutionary, man. I thought that was pretty dope. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I wasn't really surprised at the news because it looked like they were really, really invested in Twitch. I think it moves the industry forward. Maybe it's a good thing that Microsoft didn't buy them. You know what I mean? And Google buying them, I don't think there's any problem. I mean, YouTube, works great on PlayStation and Xbox. So I think it's just, I think it's just just Google being Google, man. I don't really think it does anything. It just helps them get bigger. So.
I mean, because I know they tried to do streaming on YouTube, and it wasn't really good. A lot of people don't use it because it's buggy and it doesn't work properly and everything. So do you think they might try and have it so you can, like, Twitch will still be its own entity, but you can also you can link your Twitch with your YouTube channel, and it would show on the actual YouTube site as well, maybe? Because then they solve that problem, with their own streaming or whatever.
Nah, I doubt that they would cannibalize the Twitch as soon as they buy it. What they may do, though, is borrow some of the tools and give other people, like give their other niches streaming abilities and stuff like that. I could see that happen. It's just them just stealing the tools and white labeling it under whatever, under the YouTube umbrella. Basically giving all those makeup artists an opportunity to live stream.
I don't know, man, because Google, they seem adamant on trying to link all their services, like, Google Plus, YouTube, they link those together. Everybody hates it. So I just think they're going to try and do some kind of link with YouTube. I feel like...
But it I need to be the same umbrella, probably. That's what you mean, really. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. I wonder what happens to all those people that are getting, like, ad revenue for their streaming and stuff. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Like, are they going to have to get an AdSense program now? Or, like, change that to a whole, like, renegotiated thing for AdSense, since it's with Google like that? I mean, it raised a lot of questions.
It's definitely going to raise a lot of questions. There's definitely going to be some things gamers overall is going to be upset about. But I don't think it's going to be enough to really make the service go backwards. I don't think this is a backwards move for them. I think, $1 billion buyout, man. They did good. They did well. Good game.
Nice.
Now, see, all right, this is what Google's doing, right? They know they can't get into the gaming market as far as making hardware, you know what I mean, as to go up against Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft. So what they did was attack the business from the other end now, basically saying, okay, you guys do the hardware, and then we control the streaming of it. You see what I'm saying? And nobody else can control the streaming of it but us. You know what I mean? So they're gonna control that side of the market. You know what I mean? So they basically just gonna take over from that end. You know what I mean?
I guess it makes sense or whatnot. But Google's scary in, like, a lot of regards because they pretty much, I think this is, like, the least of, like, their concerns or whatever. I think, like, $1 billion to them is like child's play almost. It feels like sometimes because they're just monstrous. But either way, with that being said, that's all the news and all the topics we got on this episode of the Co-op. Let's go down the list here. With some final thoughts. Kat, final thoughts for the listeners out there.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what what all this hype about Microsoft's E3 is now. I started off with low hope, low expectations. Now I got very high expectations, and I know Phil Spencer also mentioned that more news is supposed to drop in May, so I'm heavily anticipating what's going to happen there. I'm still anxious to see what Sony got. Not really caring about Nintendo next.
All right, pretty cool. So, Ed, final thoughts this episode of the Co-op.
There was some guy on Twitter that I need to address. I don't know what his name was again, but I think he was a fake person. But in case he was real, he kind of criticized me for trolling last week, which I guess you could, yeah, maybe I do troll. I make troll statements, like just little jabs. But I want to point out, Icon does the same thing. And I think Icon, come on, bro. Let's keep it real though.
I don't even know the definition of that, bro.
You throw little troll like jabs.
I don't even know what that is. I don't know what the definition of that is, bro.
You throw little zingers, and it's fun, bro.
I mean, you talking about Shrek? You talking about Shrek? That's what you talking about?
Huh?
You talking about Shrek?
I don't know what you're talking about, but you throw little zingers, and it's fine. It's all a fun game. But I like how the dude on Twitter pointed me out for being a troll, but he doesn't mention anybody else when they say something anti-Microsoft or Xbox. Great. That's great. So fuck that guy. That's all I want to say.
Okay, fair enough. Well, speaking of Icon, what about you? Final thoughts here on this episode of the Co-op.
Well, right now, like every day, I'm thinking about E3, man, and the conference I really want to see is Microsoft, man. So anxious to see what they have because I know they come with bombs. I know for a fact they come with bombs. I mean, Sony gonna come with it, but I know Microsoft really gonna come with it. So I'm really anxious to see what they bring. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be very interesting. So finally, let's get over to Mr. Richard Bailey over here, the editor-in-chief.
Hey, you know what? Yo, before you say something to Rich, man, we missed out on a very important news topic, and that was like over 20 people being fired at Rare. So I guess we can cover that next week.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. I like Rare. It's okay. Kind of sucks that people getting fired though. Anyway, Rich.
Their game wasn't ready yet. That's why.
Oh yeah. Rich, final thoughts. Co-op. No final thoughts, Rich. Got some technical difficulties. Anyway, while he's over there, Gary, final thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Ashan Rashid. He speaks the truth on Twitter.
Fuck you.
Yeah, the feedback he gave was great, so shout-outs to him. Also, I'm looking forward to E3. I think it's going to be amazing, man. It's probably going to be the best E3 in a while. And also, I just wanted to talk about an article that I did with Richard and Charles Singletary from the website. It's called How Microsoft Could Sell Us on the Xbox One. It's a long list of stuff they could do, so go to the site and check it out. I'm not gonna read it all out here, but one of the things I chose on there was Lost Odyssey 2. So,
oh hell yeah! That game was good.
I would love if they did that, because they need something to appeal to the Japanese market anyway.
That'll definitely appeal to them. I'm telling you right now, Lost Odyssey 1 was bad.
They don't need to appeal to the Japanese market, man.
Yes, they do.
Yo, this is a whole nother topic, man.
Oh my God, we're gonna debate about this at one point. Next episode, I said we debate about this.
Yeah, I've got time for it if you want to go.
Let's leave them hanging for next episode.
Microsoft is dead in Japan, B. They don't need.
I know that, but they need
to appeal to them, yeah.
But
they need a game for white supremacists, man.
Oh my God. We're going to talk about this another time because we're at the tail end of this, and that'll take like a whole other 3 hours.
I just want to say one thing.
Okay, what?
It's basically almost confirmed that Mistwalker has something on Xbox. So.
Interesting. But let's final thoughts over. Kieran, what this episode of the Co-op, what do you got to say?
Yo, thanks everyone for listening, but I'm excited for E3 now, and if Lost Odyssey 2 is true, that was the best game of RPG I've ever played, probably this generation. And also want to say, H-Town, you know that guy on Twitter? Ignore him because he's just a hater. He doesn't understand the truth. And I'd like to apologize to everyone out there for JJ's talk, or the host's talk about Halo, because he obviously hasn't played the game in his life, so I want to apologize for that.
Oh, really?
For those that
I played a lot of the Halos, son.
For those that are offended by what he said. And lastly, I want to shout out to Hot Jess.
I'm gonna have to whip out the belt and start hitting us on boat whipping or something. Like, seriously. Anyway, okay. Final thoughts here, okay. E3's over the horizon. We're weeks away, literally. It's gonna be awesome. The hype is building up. The hype train is getting crazy. We're chugging along. I cannot wait to go to E3 this year. It's gonna be awesome. We're all gonna be there for the most part, most of us. We're gonna check out all the stuff that's gonna be going on. We're gonna check out all the big press conferences, all the big news that drops that day. And son, Kieran, mute your mic, son. But anyway. It's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be a lot of good stuff. We got a lot to look forward to, especially towards E3 this year, towards the end of this year, and then going into next year. We got a lot of stuff to do. But with that being said, thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of the Co-op Podcast. Keep listening so we can continue to do what we love to do and keep bringing you guys some great new content, great stuff, and talk about games. From everybody here on the panel, from thecoalition.com, thanks again. Talk to you guys again soon. Peace out. Stay epic, everybody.